Have you ever had a man vanish like a magician, ghosting your calls, ignoring your texts, and then, just when you started to move on, he reappears like nothing ever happened? No explanation, no apology, just a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" If that sounds familiar, don't mistake his return for romance. Let's break down the real reason he's back and why you need to think twice before letting him in again. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the truth most won't tell you. When a man disappears and then shows up again out of the blue, it's rarely because he suddenly realized you're the one. And no, it's not about a magical epiphany or a heartwarming journey of self-discovery. He's coming back because it's convenient, because comfort is easier than starting from scratch. Think about it. Building a new relationship takes effort. It means getting to know someone new, learning what makes them happy, putting in emotional labor, and being vulnerable all over again. But sliding back into something familiar, that takes zero effort. If you once gave him your love, your time, your support, your cooking, your kindness, trust me, he remembers. And he knows it's easier to return to someone who already gets him than to build something new. Men value convenience far more than they'll ever admit. If you were always there, texting first, forgiving easily, waiting for his return, he's counting on that same pattern to repeat. Not because he values you, but because he values access to you. There's a big difference. Now here's the kicker. If he truly wanted you, he never would have risked losing you in the first place. Real love doesn't run when things get tough. A man who values your presence doesn't ghost you, disappear for weeks, or treat your heart like a revolving door. Sometimes he leaves because he thinks there's something better out there. Maybe he believed being single would be more fun. Maybe he thought he could do better. But life outside your love bubble isn't always what he imagined. He goes out, meets other women, and realizes, wait, no one else tolerates his games. No one else puts up with his drama the way you did. So, now he's wondering, did I mess up? But before you get flattered, pause. Is he coming back because he genuinely appreciates you now? Or is he just realizing that finding someone who accepts his flaws is harder than he thought? Big difference. And let's talk effort, because effort tells the truth. When a man is serious about you, he shows up. He communicates. He's consistent. You don't have to decode his silence or guess his intentions. Ghosting you and then circling back isn't romantic. It's selfish. So ask yourself, why did he leave in the first place? And more importantly, why now? Is it love or is it ego? Because sometimes it's not about missing you. It's about missing the attention. Men hate losing. The moment you stop calling, stop caring, stop checking in, that's when his ego sounds the alarm. He's not afraid of losing the relationship. He's afraid of losing control. He liked knowing you were there, waiting, hoping, available. But the second you stop playing that role, he panics. Suddenly, he wants to check in to see if he still has power over your heart. And if you let him back in too quickly, he gets his ego boost, his validation. He feels powerful again. And once he's reassured, he vanishes again. Because it was never about rebuilding love. It was about rebuilding his pride. This is the cycle. Disappear, return, test the waters, disappear again. But here's the hard truth. If you don't break the pattern, it will repeat. If you forgive without accountability, if you welcome him without standards, you teach him that he can come and go as he pleases. And he will. So the next time he reappears, don't just listen to his words. Watch his actions. Is he consistent? Is he putting in real effort? Or is he simply testing the door, checking to see if it's still open? Because some men don't want a relationship. They want access. They want comfort without commitment. But you, Queen, deserve more than being someone's fallback plan. You deserve consistency, respect, and someone who chooses you every day, not just when it's convenient. Not an option. You're not someone who waits around. You're not someone who lets a man treat you like a revolving door. You have to set the standard. You have to make it clear that if he wants to be in your life, he has to be consistent. He has to be serious. He has to prove that he's worth your time. Because a real man doesn't leave what he truly values. A real man doesn't risk losing a good woman. And if he does leave and comes back, it's not enough for him to just say he's sorry or that misses you. Words mean nothing without action. If he wants another chance, he has to earn it. He has to show you through his behavior that he's different. And if he doesn't, then you already have your answer. Men hate losing. And the moment you stop chasing, stop checking in, he starts wondering, wait a minute, did she move on his ego? Can't handle the thought of you doing just fine without him. He liked knowing you were there, waiting, hoping he liked knowing he had you as an option. But the second you take that away, the second you stop caring, that's when he panics. That's when he starts thinking, let me check back in and see if I still have a hold on her. A man's ego is one of the biggest reasons he'll return. After no contact when he first left, he probably thought you'd be there forever waiting on him. He assumed he could take his time, explore his options, and that you wouldn't go anywhere. But when he realized, Isis, you're not texting, not calling, not chasing, he starts to get uncomfortable. He starts questioning himself. He starts wondering if he made a mistake. Not because he actually wants a relationship, but because he hates the idea of you moving on without him. Men like to feel in control when a man leaves a woman, especially one who genuinely cared about him. He expects her to be sad. He expects her to miss him, to wait for him, to keep hoping he'll come back. That fee his ego, it makes him feel powerful. But when that doesn't happen, when he realizes you're fine without him, that's when the panic sets in. He starts wondering, has she found someone else? Is she happier now? Did she realize she never needed me in the first place? And that thought alone is enough to bring him running back when a man reaches out after weeks or months of no contact. It's usually not because he's had some grand realization about love. It's because he's checking to see if you're still an option. He wants to know if he still has that hold over you. He might send a simple message, something casual. Hey, how have you been? Or, I was just thinking about you. It might seem harmless, but what he's really doing is fishing for a reaction. He wants to see if you'll respond quickly, if you'll sound excited, if you'll welcome him back like nothing happened, because if you do, then he knows he still has a grip on you. This is why so many women get caught in the cycle of a man leaving and coming back over and over again. He disappears. She waits. He comes back. She lets him in. And then he leaves again. When his ego is satisfied, it becomes a pattern. He doesn't have to commit. He doesn't have to change. He doesn't have to prove anything. All he has to do is disappear long enough for you to miss him, then come back when he needs an ego boost. If a man truly wanted to be with you, he wouldn't put himself in a position to lose you. He wouldn't play these games. He wouldn't need to test if you're still there, because he would already be there, showing up for you every day. But when a man leaves and comes back, he's not doing it for love. He's doing it for validation. He's doing it because he wants to know that you still want him, even after he treated you like an afterthought. This is why the best thing you can do when a man returns after no contact is to be indifferent. Don't give him the reaction he's looking for. Don't rush to reply. Don't make it easy for him to walk back into your life like nothing happened, because if he truly regrets leaving, if he really wants to be with you, he'll show it. He won't just say he misses you. He'll prove it through consistent effort. He won't just reach out when it's convenient for him. He'll make sure. He's serious about staying. But if he's only coming back for his ego, for that reassurance that he still has access to you, then the moment you give him what he wants, he'll disappear again. That's why so many women feel confused when a man comes back, acts interested for a little while, then suddenly pulls away again, is because he wasn't there for the right reasons. He just wanted to know that he could still have you. And once he got that confirmation, he no longer needed to stick around. A man's ego is fragile. He doesn't like to feel replaced. He doesn't like to feel forgotten. He wants to believe that he's the best you've ever had, that no one else will ever make you feel the way he did. And when he realizes that you've moved on, that you're no longer thinking about him, that's when he panics. That's when he starts sending messages, liking your pictures, trying to find a way back into your life. Not because he wants to love you better this time, but because he can't stand the thought of you being okay with him. If you let a man back in too easily, you teach him that he can leave and return whenever he wants. You show him that he doesn't have to change. He doesn't have to commit. He doesn't have to work for your love. He just has to wait until he feels like coming back, and you'll be there waiting. That's why the only way to break this cycle is to refuse to be an option. Refuse to be someone he can come back to whenever his ego needs a boost. If he left, let him stay gone. If he comes back, make him prove that he deserves another chance. Because a real man, a man who truly values you, won't risk losing you in the first place. A man will come back just to see if the door is still open. He may not even be ready for a relationship, but he wants to know if he can still walk in and out whenever he pleases. If you let him, he'll keep doing it. If you allow him to come and go as he pleases. If you forgive too quickly. If you welcome him back without holding him accountable. He learns that he can do it again, and he will test boundaries. They push to see what they can get away with. If a man knows that he can disappear for weeks, months, even years, and still have access to you, why would he respect your time? Why would he treat you as a priority if he knows you'll always be there, no matter how he behaves? It's not that he's deeply in love or suddenly realize your worth. It's that he wants to know if you still allow him in your life without consequences. Men don't like closed doors. They like to have options, even if they aren't fully committed to any of them. When a man leaves and then comes back, he's not always coming back for the right reasons. He may not be thinking about a serious relationship. He may not be thinking about commitment. What he's thinking about is access. Can he still call you? Can he still text you? Can he still come back when it's convenient for him? He's not thinking about how his actions hurt you. or what he put you through. When he walked away, he's thinking about himself when a man walks away and then returns. It's rarely about love, it's about control. He wants to know that if things don't work out elsewhere, he still has a backup plan. He wants to know that you're still available, that he still holds a place in your heart, and if you let him back in without hesitation, without making him prove himself, he learns that he can always do this. He learns that he doesn't have to be serious, that he doesn't have to commit that. He doesn't have to be consistent. All he has to do is come back when he feels like it, and you'll be there. If a man is serious about being in your life, he won't leave in the first place. He won't risk losing you. He won't play games with your emotions, disappearing and reappearing like nothing happened. But when a man knows that he can leave and return whenever he pleases, he takes you for granted. He stops appreciating you. He stops valuing your time and your feelings. He starts thinking that no matter what he does, you'll always be there. This is why setting boundaries is so important. You have to teach people how to treat you. If you let a man come and go as he pleases, you're teaching him that you don't value yourself enough to demand consistency. You're showing him that he can do the bare minimum and still have access to you. And the more you allow it, the more he'll take advantage of it. When a man leaves, let him leave. Don't chase. Don't be. Don't wait for him to come back. Because if he truly wanted to be with you, he wouldn't have left in the first place. And if he does come back, don't make it easy for. And now that you've begun to understand the real reason why some men return after silence, here's what you need to do about it, because what happens next determines whether you break the cycle or repeat it. Don't let him slide back into your life like nothing ever happened. Don't welcome him with open arms just because he came back. Make him prove he deserves a second chance. Make him demonstrate, through consistent actions, not temporary charm, that he has truly changed, that he's serious this time, that he's not just whispering sweet words, but showing up with intention and a willingness to commit. But if he's only returning to check the door, to see if it's still open, to see if he still has access to you, then don't waste a single moment of your time. Don't hand over your heart to someone who only wants to play with it. Because the minute he feels comfortable again, the moment he senses you're still available and willing, he'll do what he's always done. Vanish. And you'll be left exactly where you were, waiting, hoping, wondering, and ultimately disappointed. It becomes a loop, a cycle, one that keeps spinning as long as you allow it. The only way to break free is to shut the door completely. No cracks, no hesitation. Stop giving opportunities to people who haven't earned them. Stop letting men come back without requiring change. Stop rationalizing why he left, and instead, face the truth. He left. That alone should speak volumes, because when a man truly values you, he won't gamble with your heart. He won't disappear without a trace. He won't play emotional hide and seek. A man who genuinely cares about you will remain consistent. He'll show up, not just once in a while, not just when he needs something, but every day. And he'll never leave you questioning where you stand in his life. So when he comes back, after all that silence, pause and reflect. Why now? Is he returning because he's grown, matured, and finally sees your value? Or is he just testing the waters to see if you're still waiting in the same place he left you? Here's the truth. That changes everything. The cycle ends when you realize your worth. You are not an option. You are not a safety net. You are not someone he can pick up and put down whenever it suits him. If he left, then let him stay gone. If he returns, demand proof, real proof. Not just empty promises or temporary affection, but clear, consistent action that shows he deserves a place in your life. Too many women make the mistake of thinking a man's return is proof that he cares. But real love isn't about leaving and coming back. It's about staying. It's about choosing someone every single day, even when it's hard. It's about being there, not just when it's convenient, but when it truly matters. You deserve someone who never needed to lose you in order to appreciate you. You deserve someone who saw your worth from the very beginning. Someone who values your time, respects your boundaries, and views your presence as a blessing, not as something to be taken for granted. And the moment you stop accepting half-hearted efforts, the moment you say no to inconsistency, is the moment you open yourself up to real love. Because a man who's truly serious about you, he won't test the door. He won't sneak around trying to see if it's still unlocked. He'll knock, he'll ask, he'll show up with humility and commitment, and most importantly, he'll stay.